Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education. Hey everyone, checking in on CMG VRX Twitter and GoPro daily weekly time frames. So CMG all over the place, tons of volatility and great for trading today. And I have to give a shout out to one of our members. For those of you who aren't in our chat community, Jules is the CMG queen. And she played 2 bullish trades to the upside on the way up and then played it bearish on the way down and had a huge day just on CMG alone. And that is consistent. She's very, very familiar with trading CMG options. And that certainly helps when you're getting familiar with the name to be able to have that confidence and get in and out, playing both directions, and really pretty perfection in terms of how that ended up playing out. So a big upper wick of profit taking off of 497.48 resistance, rejecting from the upper Bollinger Band, tons of volume. And it's definitely a victory for the bulls, even though we saw that profit taking, as we did get to higher highs and we certainly did not drop down. So we have our new higher low of support of 465.20. If that level breaks, it's a red flag for the short-term bulls. If that level holds, we know the bulls are maintaining full control on the daily time frame. This middle Bollinger Band on the daily in about 2 days is going to be up at that level, and we'll be backing up that higher low as support, and the upper Bollinger Band is clear resistance. So on the weekly time frame, it is a bearish reversal doji, rejecting from the 100-week moving average resistance. So this does have us cautious. And again, it's all about that 465 level. So even if we end this week right here, right now, we would be watching for the potential to confirm this doji because of the 5 weeks that we've seen here in a row. And it's actually 6 weeks, but in 6 weeks, we've seen essentially a 25% move. So consolidation certainly expected in the near term. We've been above the weekly upper Bollinger Band for over a month at this point, and it's all about 465 daily support. VRX has had nice gains to the upside the past 3 days. There has been a really strong move from 831 up to 956, and that's over a 10% move. So congrats to the bulls that did want to risk that and get that bull trade. And as long as you have a stop loss, ideal scenario is getting in and then being able to put your stop loss at break even when you're going against the trend like this. So we do have a bit of an upper wick of profit taking from just below the middle Bollinger Band resistance. That's going to drop down into the 950s to end this week. And we got to watch to see if a higher low forms. The bulls need to consolidate, form a higher low, and then break our new resistance level of 956. Weekly time frame is a bullish reversal candlestick. We have not confirmed a bullish candlestick in over 3 months, so we are watching to see if that happens next week. So again, need to establish a higher low now. It's a 3-day bounce. Consolidate, form a higher low, and then look for a higher high. Twitter, bull reaction to earnings, followed by profit taking and a new low of the day right at the end of the day. That tells us momentum is favoring the bears and we're starting to fill the gap. The daily upper Bollinger Band will be the first level of support that we test. That's going to be in the 1550s, 1560s tomorrow. Update that level at the open. If we break the low of today of 1576, which momentum is indicating we will, we're going to look to test that upper Bollinger Band first thing. So a rejection from the 100-day moving average resistance, rejection from the weekly middle Bollinger Band. The goal for the bulls this week, close above $16. It's actually $15.99, but by the time we get up to $15.99, it's going to go up to $16, affecting that or factoring in that current price. So that's the goal for the bulls. Otherwise, we have just another rejection. Look at this bull break back in February. Attempted bull break, rejection from the middle Bollinger Band, and dump. So the bulls really want this weekly middle Bollinger Band as support for the first time in 5 months. GoPro on the daily time frame, earnings tomorrow. Bearish reversal candlestick. We saw profit taking today. So we did get a bull break over 931. Nice continuation for the bulls. But again, with earnings coming after the move that we've seen over the past 6 weeks, knowing that overall the downtrend is very clear on the weekly time frame, bulls are locking in those gains to avoid the gamble and the coin flip that earnings are. So support, we've got $9.10, $9. And then we're looking down. If it's a bearish reaction to earnings, we're going to be looking at 834, 816, all these higher lows. Don't forget this gap down here at 737. If it's a bearish reaction to earnings, There's going to be a lot of bears looking towards this gap, so we need to be aware of that. If it's a bullish reaction, we're looking up at 975, and there's an upside gap here. That's up at 1059. So essentially, I don't think on the day reaction after the earnings that we're going to be looking at those gaps, but it's going to be the initial move, and then we're going to look for a bit more sustained action towards the gap in whatever direction the earnings favors. The weekly time frame getting over that middle Bollinger Band, so pretty much the earnings are going to dictate whether we turn this middle Bollinger Band into support for the first time in 5 months, or 6 months at this point, or whether we reject from it for the 3rd week in a row and head back down towards the all-time low. So it's very important earnings coming for GPRO, and we'll see how that goes. I appreciate you watching, and we will check back in tomorrow after we get some reaction.